The brain, 3 pounds of gray matter, 86 billion neurons, and more electrical activity than a city skyline. It's the seat of our thoughts, our identity, our dreams. But for all its power, it has limits. In this video, we'll dive into 10 problems that your brain simply can handle. Not because you were not smart enough, but because reality itself might be too strange to fully comprehend. Let's begin. 1. Infinity. Infinity isn't just a big number. It's not a number at all. It's the absence of limits. The idea of something going on forever. Space, time, or numbers short-circuits our pattern-seeking minds. We're wired to deal with beginnings, middles, and ends. Try picturing space with no edge. Now try imagining an edge with something beyond it. Your mind loops. And that's the point. Infinity is not meant to be visualized. It's meant to be felt, like a shiver running down the spine of logic. 2. Consciousness. What is the mind? Not your brain, the pink wrinkled organ, but the thing inside that knows it's a brain, that feels joy, that asks questions. Neuroscience maps activity, lights up MRIs, dissects behavior. But consciousness itself remains elusive. How does electricity become awareness? You can't step outside your own mind to observe it objectively. The observer is also the observed. A paradox wrapped in perception. 3. Time. We live inside time, but we don't understand it. The past feels solid, the present slips away, the future is unknowable. But in physics, past, present, and future may all exist simultaneously. Einstein called this the illusion of time. Your brain sees time like a movie, frame after frame. But reality may be more like a frozen DVD menu with all frames existing at once. The problem? We can only ever see one. 4. The hard problem of free will. You feel like you're in control, choosing, deciding, acting. But are you? Neuroscientists have found that brain activity predicts your decisions before you're consciously aware of them. Is free will just a post-rationalization? Is the self just watching the movie and thinking it's the director? Your brain hates this idea. It's wired for agency, even if it's an illusion. 5. Large numbers. Your brain can't truly understand big numbers. Not emotionally. You know, 1,000,000 is a lot. 1,000,000,000 is more. 1,000,000,000,000? Huge. But here's a thought experiment. If you count to 1,000,000, it would take 11 days. 1,000,000,000? 32 years. The brain wasn't designed to process that kind of scale. That's why we're so bad at grasping wealth inequality, national debt, or cosmic distances. Once numbers exceed your personal experience, they become fictional to the mind. 6. Other people's inner worlds. You will never know what it's like to be someone else. You can guess, empathize, listen. But their memories, their fears, the color red as they see it, locked away. Every person is an island of consciousness surrounded by miles of unknowable ocean. Our brains simulate others, but those simulations are based on us, not them. It's why misunderstanding is so common, and compassion so rare. 7. Nothingness. Try imagining nothing, not darkness, not silence, not empty space. Real nothing, no dimensions, no time, no being. You can't do it. Your brain needs a canvas. It paints with concepts, sensations, reference points. But true nothingness has no frame, no brush, no color. And so the brain fills it in with something, always. It is why the concept of before the universe, or death as non-existence, feels so unnatural. Your brain was born in somethingness and cannot escape it. 8. The self as an illusion. You think you're a single self, a solid, continuous identity from birth until now. But cognitive science tells us something darker. There is no core self, just a constantly shifting bundle of thoughts, memories, and roles. You're a different person when angry, when in love, when scared. The brain invents a self to hold all this together, a narrator that tells a story that feels cohesive. But the narrator is unreliable. The story? Fictional. A myth for internal coherence. 9. Comprehending the brain itself. Your brain is the most complex structure in the known universe, But it's also the thing trying to study itself. It's like a flashlight trying to light itself, a mirror trying to reflect its own back. The tool of investigation is also the mystery. Can the brain ever fully comprehend its own architecture? Perhaps not. But maybe that's what makes the search beautiful. 10. The meaning of everything, the big one. Why is there something rather than nothing? Why this universe? Why this consciousness? Why now? Philosophy, religion, physics. They try, they circle the edges, but no one knows. And your brain? It demands meaning, it craves order. But it may never find it, because the question of meaning might be bigger than the mind itself. The limits of the brain are not failures. They are frontiers. Edges that we dance along, stretch against, and sometimes break through. So don't be discouraged by what you can't grasp. Be amazed. Because the brain that struggles with these problems is also the one that invented the questions. If this made your brain bend a little. Like this video if your mind was blown. Share it with someone who questions everything. Subscribe for more deep dives into consciousness, space, time, and the mysteries of human thought.